doing that. All right. Hello, everybody. This is Reverend Jodi Susan with Self Care, and I am so excited to bring to you a good friend of mine, Yaffa Finelt, and she is also the author of this book, Life Interrupted or Life Redirected, and she is an amazing soul who brings love to everything that she touches and creates, and she shows people a different way. So, and I'm going to give you a little information about her as well. So, today's topic is about healing naturally with prayers, faith, and meditation and visualization. She was born, believe it or not, in Casablanca, Morocco, and she was raised in France. I've got a nutty bird here. She was raised in France. She speaks 3 languages, and she worked 30 years as a registered nurse. And now she does things differently, right? So, and we're going to ask her what brought her to natural health versus Western medicine. But I will tell you that she had an accident, and she's going to tell us about it. And she's going to share with you how she healed. So without further ado, let me bring on Yaffa with her brand new hairdo, by the way, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Jodi. It's nice to see you. Thank
Nice.
you for having me on your podcast today.
Oh, I'm excited to have you here. So you were a nurse for 30 years. What changed your mind?
Well, I guess since the age of 37, I've always been interested in holistic health. During my home care years, I have met clients with anxiety and depression. So I would research natural ways to heal, and I have applied that. Then at the age of 38, I had a stomach ulcer. I took a course on healing touch, which is called Reiki today. And I learned the technique, and I self-healed my ulcer because I did not like to take the Tagamet, the stomach medication. And it healed in 3 weeks. I did not have any more burning.
3 weeks.
And in 3 weeks.
Right. Right. Yeah. Isn't that
I was going to the pool every single day, and I was swimming under the water with my eyes open, and I was visualizing the rays of the sun that was coming into down in the water. I was visualizing the healing properties and going down to my stomach and healing the area. I was doing that every single day, and after 3 weeks, I was better.
Yes. Let me share with people, because I was actually listening to a podcast today by Dr. Patrick Porter, who is the CEO of BrainTap, that I sent to you and several of my friends, because not only is he my collaboration partner, but he's beyond brilliant. And so, what he and Jeremy Freeman always say is that your thoughts become things, and we literally can think ourselves healthy. Now, he says you cannot you cannot think about a bad diet, meaning you can't correct a bad diet with your thoughts. Okay.
Right.
And I'm gonna give my girlfriend here another place. So Fagala, boundaries. So you're either going to behave or you're going to sit this one out. Choose. Thank you. All right. So, and most people have been conditioned to believe that the sun is harmful to us, but it's not true at all. The sun is actually healing, which is why I work with so many different red light, green light, blue light tools to help the body heal itself. Because the sun literally recharges your mitochondria. And you said that you had your eyes open, and I suspect the sun was getting to that. And you have more mitochondria in your eyes than you do in any other part of your body.
Yes, yes. I listened to Dr. Porter today when you sent me the link, and he's just amazing, fantastic. I
Right?
love his energy.
Oh, right.
And he's
And,
no
and he's what?
his knowledge. I resonated 100% with everything that he said, especially the mitochondria of the eyes, which you have mentioned to me in the past that our eyes have so much, and that's why it is important to use natural makeup. I remember that. I listened.
Well, and also to get your eyes exposed to light, and this light is not charged right now, but I put it on my eyeball, right? I put it on my eyeball to heal my eyes, and I don't need glasses anymore to read at all. Haven't for several years, and now I'm just working on seeing far, right?
Mm.
So what I'm hoping that people will take away from this is that what we learned, it may not be exactly true. Just saying. And it's backed by neuroscience because it is true. And one of the other things that he said today, or that we listened to, he was in India. So he was launching his product, Brain Tap, in India. He said there was something he's,
Yeah, the audience seems captivated. Uh,
oh,
Most of them Indian, I guess. They were listening to him like swallowing each word he was saying, and so was I.
yeah. So now let's go back. So you healed your stomach. You had a stomach ulcer, you said, or was it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it was an ulcer. It was diagnosed as an ulcer.
Okay. And so then you were asymptomatic. You didn't have symptoms anymore.
No, no.
So basically,
Later
you
on,
healed your cells.
later on in life, I also healed naturally from H. pylori infection, where you have to take two different kind of antibiotic, and that kills your microbiomes. And so I did everything naturally. I use a natural supplement, and I healed in 6 weeks. Uh,
Right. And so why does the antibiotic kill the microbiome? Would you explain to people? I mean, I know, but
Antibiotic take care of the invader, the virus causing the infection, but at the same time, it takes away your gut flora. So you're prone to more infection, opportunistic infection.
so it's not wise enough to kill off just the bad bacteria. It kills off the bad and the good. Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
yes, all antibiotics do that. That's why doctors suggest to eat dairy product or yogurt every day. But besides changing the gut flora, it has a very bad side effect, and I don't like to put up with those antibiotic side effects. So
And what was the side effect from the antibiotic?
for me, it was too much sedation, tiredness, headache, nausea, and I really don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, and you're not alone, right? I mean, other people, as a nurse, you probably witnessed that with other people as well, or no?
Yeah, yeah, I saw them getting pretty sick. My patients were my teachers, actually, of what
Mm,
not to do.
yeah.
And I research everything naturally because I have seen them in pain. I have seen them struggling with their health, and I decided that is not going to be me. So, yeah, they were my best teachers.
Did you just hear her? She's like,
Yes.
so okay, so that's really huge. And then you
And
had
then,
some other issues. Why don't you share about those?
yes,
What we're telling you people is that this is not a one-hit wonder. Okay. So Yaffa's got multiple stories about self-healing. Go
well,
ahead.
yeah, in 2016, I was diagnosed with adrenal insufficiency, also known as chronic fatigue. And basically, your adrenals shut down. They don't produce the normal neurotransmitters. Your digestion is messed up. Your immune system is messed up because the adrenals carry all these hormones for digestion, immunity, your sex hormone too, and your mood hormones. So I was not able to lift my arm just to shampoo my hair or wash my face. I was not able to cook. I could not do any of my regular duties. And I remember my husband at that time, Alex, he said to me, Yaffa, I don't know what's going on with you, but I don't want to put you in a nursing home, but you cannot do anything. And I said, no worries. Give me some time. Uh, I'm going to find a way. And actually, I did find a way. I Googled all my symptoms, and I saw adrenal insufficiency diagnosis popping up first. So what I did was my second Google search was how to heal naturally from adrenal insufficiency.
Now, I don't recommend that for other people because she's a registered nurse and she's actually trained. But if you have a problem, you should see a healthcare practitioner and not Google your disease. Because I will tell you that I Googled after I got my misdiagnosis of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. I Googled all that information and validated their misdiagnosis, and I didn't have the education to do that. Right.
I agree with you 100%. You should always seek the holistic healthcare professional. So I did a program that was laid out, and since I am familiar with medical term and all that, I had to change my diet, take certain supplement, do a lot of meditation, exercise, yoga, not cardio because it would drain my energy. And after 3 months, I regained some energy. After 6 months, most of the symptoms were gone. And it took a whole year for me to be completely fine.
Working with the adrenals is not an easy thing, right?
No, the adrenal govern your cortisol, and cortisol is life. You don't have enough cortisol, you cannot do anything.
Or if it's spiked.
Or if it's spiked also. So mine was very low. It was a 3. The normal is in the morning between 7, 8 to 20. So mine was a 3. You can see how I was not functioning. After a whole year, it went up to a 12.
Wow.
Naturally.
Yeah. And so what I do for cortisol, because mine was always spiked, I had the opposite problem. I used aptogenic herbs. So things like licorice powder, mushroom powders, ashwagandha. But it's really important to know which one is best for you. I do offer a test for that.
I do. I did all of that. And what I do is I take one supplement at a time. I take it for 3 days and I check myself, always check myself. How am I reacting? If there is no side effect, I go to the upper dose for 3 days. If I am fine, then I continue with that upper dose.
But again, you are a registered nurse, so people should not, people need to, they need to learn before they just start doing that. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I am privileged to be having that medical knowledge. So I healed from that. I'm going to go back to 2014, which is the year, February 9, that I had a severe car accident. So I was rear-ended at highway speed by 2 cars. And they were going 75 miles an hour, and my car was projected 200 meters ahead.
Okay.
I survived. I'm here. Right. But the thing, the symptoms were very subtle, and things were happening over weeks to the point where I was in excruciating pain. And I could not work. I went back to work as a nurse. I was doing home care 3 times because I love my job and I could not be without a job. But I could not take any pain medication. At that time, I was taking Percocet or hydrocodone, and I did not want to have my mental knowledge affected by the medication. So I
Well,
was
besides the fact those two things, we have the science to back it up, causes dementia, right?
yes, yes, and also the pain management doctor, which I fired later on, did not fail to tell
Yeah.
he failed to tell me that taking pain medication disrupt your neuroendocrine system.
Yep.
It's a neural disruptor.
Right.
And I printed that article on my last visit and I say, read this. Why didn't you tell me? And
Can
he
I
did
tell
not,
you why he didn't tell you?
well, because then I would not be his
He's a
type.
legal drug dealer and they don't know.
Right, right. So I fired him and I stopped taking the hydrocodone. I researched different ways. One of the ways was frankincense oil,
Uh-huh.
eucalyptus for pain.
You see, fly.
They're happy to hear my voice.
Yeah, they love you.
So, and I was taking Epsom salt bath, turmeric,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's about it. But the turmeric did wonder. It was keeping me, comfortable. The thing is, 6 months into it, I could not sit, stand, or walk for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've been there.
For more than 5 minutes, I could not do any of this. So what happened is the MRI said that I had 4 cysts. They called them Talov cysts in the base of my spine. One was wrapped around my sciatic nerve. Two of them.
Mm-hmm.
One was in my pudendal nerve, which is the sex nerve.
Mm-hmm.
I had no sensation there. I had one cyst wrapped over the bladder nerve and another one over my rectal nerve. So
Mm-hmm.
I was incontinent of urine and I had very bad constipation because I could not feel the lower third of my rectum.
So let's pause on that for a minute, okay? So when someone is constipated, that means that they're not getting rid of what they ate, right?
Right.
And if at the time, which I don't know if you were or not, let's just say you were, because I want to do that for the rest of the world. So if you're constipated and you've eaten processed foods that also have neurotoxins in them, now those neurotoxins are being reabsorbed into your body, making you very sick, right? And let's say you don't have that and you're a clean eater, it's still not a good idea. Right?
Right. Right.
So like when my mom, when I was her caretaker, she hadn't gone to the bathroom for 9 days. We had to take her to the hospital to remove the feces.
That's
Right.
a long time. Yes.
And she was embarrassed to tell people, which is why we didn't know. And so what I want to say is this: we all poop. Please don't be embarrassed, right?
No, it's a
By the
normal.
way, all of our shit stinks. I don't care who you are, but your shit stinks, right?
Right. So, um, okay. So things that happen in my life, I would research a natural way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm gonna go fast forward to 2018. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. I was taking frankincense, turkey tail mushroom, cordyceps, lion's mane, all kind of mushrooms that were cancer fighting but anti-tumor. Thank
Right.
God my tumor was not cancerous, but still it was a mass. So I was trying all of this, and um,
Can I ask you a question?
yes,
prior to getting the brain tumor, did you ever hold the phone at your head, like when you were speaking? Or did you?
Probably I did. Probably
Yeah.
I did.
You want to explain to people? Do you want me to explain to you what happens when we do that?
No, please do. Please do.
Okay. So this is your cell phone. This is your brain. This is your cell phone or this is your brain on drugs. Okay. Because we're basic, you remember that commercial, right? So basically, it clumps the red blood cells by your brain in seconds. I happen to have a case on mine that neutralizes 90% of it. And then I have, these stickers that neutralize as well, because I'm never satisfied with neutralizing the technology that I'm using. And while I have gratitude for my technology, I'm not ignorant to the fact of the interaction between my body bag and my technology, right?
Mhm.
And so, like you, and I'm going to save my story for later, but I had 4 brain tumors, right? So, go ahead. And I was not putting my phone by my head, but I'll tell you what happened later. So, go ahead and tell people what happened, what you did, and
Yeah.
how you recovered.
Well, I just wanted to mention that thanks to you, I now have the sticker, the EMF stickers on my phone. I have the EMF for the whole house,
Yeah.
and I am no longer using those earpods.
Oh, yeah.
Those
So
are
those
bad.
earbuds will just anything Bluetooth by your body, people, right?
Yeah, yeah. So 2018, the MRI showed that the tumor was abutting the optic chiasma, and it was too close to the right carotid artery. So I wanted to give it more time for my essential oil, especially the frankincense, to work, but I got scared. We're talking about stroke. We're talking about losing my eyesight, so I decided to have the surgery. So my husband and I, we went to Pittsburgh, and the doctor did more than 3,000 surgeries, so I knew I was in good hand. I prayed God a whole month before the surgery, and the getting over the surgery was the hardest part. The night before, I talked to God and I said, God, I know the surgery is going to be fine. I'm not going to be paralyzed. I'm not going to have a stroke. I'm not going to be blind, but I don't know who I'm going to be. Because when you have the presence of a tumor sitting on your pituitary gland, your pituitary governs your emotions.
I know.
Emotions are your personality. I had no idea who I was going to be, and I was scared that I would not recognize me. I said to God, promise me that you will help me through, that you will define me every single day. Every single day, I'm going to define myself through you
Mhm.
because I did not want to lose who I am, myself. And so I recovered. I stayed 10 days in Pittsburgh. It was not an easy surgery. I've taken pictures, and I was in. It took 3 months. I had so much brain inflammation. I had all kind of cognitive dysfunctions.
Mhm.
That's what happened when there was swelling in the brain, inflammation. I had to call the doctor twice. He reassured me. He said this take time, but basically I was afraid to be around people because I felt so vulnerable. I could not understand what people were saying
I
in
get
the,
it.
in the fast way that you're supposed to understand data.
Can I add to this?
Yes, please.
Okay. That happened to me. So I had 4 brain tumors. I had one on each temporal lobe of the basal ganglia and pituitary gland, right? Now, that was because I was exposed to 15 smart meters in my bedroom, and which is equivalent to 2,500 cell phones, or more than that, actually. 250 cell phones is one smart meter, so whatever that math is, right? So I was rebuilding out my website, and I'm arguing with the guy who's building it because I can't understand whatever he's saying. It was me. I couldn't process, and I don't know that I have these tumors at this time. Okay. So then my whole everything shuts down, right? My organs, like my liver. I have this doctor come to the house. He says, I won't lie, doesn't look good, right? I did a little differently than you because, I won't go to a doctor. I took, and you can do two different ways, in my opinion. Well, forgive me. God said there's more than that because you could just do God alone. You could do God alone, right? Red light. Red light, they have helmets for your brain now. Red light helmets for the brain specifically for this. And then I used a PEMF mat, and I used two of them, and I cocooned myself. And I kept on getting that circulation going, right?
Well, because there is all these therapies now, I probably would use it if.
Yeah, you don't know about it, but here's the thing, you still self-healed, right? Like, let's not discount what you did. I'm just letting people know you can, other than that, I used PEMF, I used some red light, and I used God but I had no strength for the first 5 days, and I kept on hitting the button, and I don't, that is not how you're supposed to use the device. The company that I used would not endorse that. I did it anyway because I listened to God. Okay. So you can make your choice. I made mine. And right. And at the end of the 4 or 5 days, I did divine intervention for myself. So prayer. And she was under that mat too, because both birds were very sick. Because they were in the same damn room. Right. And so this story about the brain, you have options, right? My brother had a tumor because he was holding the phone by his head. He was a chiropractor. They did surgery, and he was never the same. His faith was good, but not the same as ours, right? Because it was back in the day, right? It was back in the day. But he was a chiropractor, and he understood nutrition. So he showed me through modeling a behavior about using things like Tahitian noni and, cactus type. He did an amazing job. He was the longest living survivor of any brain tumor after surgery at Northwestern University, 23 years.
Wow.
We're not supposed to live. They don't actually want us to live. They're projecting our death instead of projecting our life.
Yeah. We need to reframe the mental world.
Right. So and I just want to say this one last thing, and we'll go right back. If you're a doctor listening to this, which I doubt, but if you're a doctor listening to this and you're telling somebody how long they have to live, change your message.
Absolutely. They're not God. In my home care experience, I took care of a lady. She was 76 years old. The doctor told her that she had 6 months to live, and she had liver cirrhosis, which is, when there is too much alcohol and fatty tissues in the liver. And so the months of her birthday, which was July, 3 weeks before her supposed death, She cleans up her closet. She was a single person, never married, never had children. And she laid out all her clothes on the bed. And she said, Yaffa, take whatever you want. She had skirts of every color, shirts of every color, scarf, belt. And I said, why are you doing all this? She said, well, I'm getting ready to die. I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, my 6 months is up at the end of July. I said, well, whatever the doctors say, don't believe them. I've been coming to see you 3 times a week. Your vital signs are great. You're energetic. I don't know if you're taking something that the doctors don't know, but you seem okay. And she told me something she did not mention to the doctor. She's been taking milk thistle.
Oh yeah, I take that every day.
Milk thistle is the liver detoxifier.
Mm-hmm. I
And
take milk thistle every day. It's in one of my tinctures, and I put
yeah,
it in my. I don't have coffee. I have Ticino,
that's
and Ticino is that coffee alternative that's made with herbs and chicory root, which is a prebiotic for the gut. Tastes just like coffee, but it's nutrient dense. And I put in there things like milk thistle, dandelion, licorice root, like all this goodness, and cinnamon essential oil. Wow, you want a good cup of coffee? It's like a
that's very healthy. So this lady, I at some point I left Jacksonville, Florida, where I was living, and I relocated to New York. But I kept in touch with her, and 3 years later, I'm still in touch with her. So that defies the odd. Doctors should not say there is
Can
an
I say
end to
something
your
to
life.
make you frame that? Is it really define the odds, or is it define the imprint that the medical doctors are putting on people?
Thank you for rephrasing that. Yes, it is defying the imprint. Once doctors make a mistake, as soon as the doctors say to a patient, "You have cancer," the person hear the word cancer, all kind of things are flashing through their mind, and that determines the course of
Okay, I'm going to show you
action.
something. So you see this big dot here. I had lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma, you know, like choose, right? Choose how you want to show up in life. Choose who you want to believe. Look, there's disease all over the place. It's okay. You can dance with disease or you can dance with health. Make a choice.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back to my story, 2018. So being close to God is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
After I was discharged from the hospital and back to the hotel where we were staying for 10 days, um,
And this was in Texas, right?
this was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. Sorry.
So I was on the terrace. Alex was working in the hotel, and I was having a bad headache. I had a lot of inflammation, and the only thing I could take was Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up from the chair and I went to the edge of the terrace, and it was pretty high. We were at the top floor, and I had a thought, and the thought was, yeah, if you jump, everything would be finished. You won't have pain anymore. So I was contemplating jumping. And then, but that's where the power of God is. That's where the power of Jesus is. And I remember when Jesus was tempted by Satan, and I had a bad negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back and I say, I rebuke you, Satan. You are not of God. Get away from me. I want life. And I
And
stepped.
why does Satan want us to jump? Let's talk about it, shall we?
Why?
Does Satan want us to jump? I mean, because like I have similar stories, right? Why does Satan want us to jump?
Because Satan knows when somebody loves God, and
Because
Satan is trying to take away people who love God. Less
we're a
people.
threat, aren't we?
What?
We're a threat to Satan's work.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
we can keep the vibration higher, right? And stay in the lead with love and go with forgiveness and ground yourself when you get angry, right?
Right.
And
Right.
let it go. That,
So I had stepped back and I said, "Thank you, God." I went back to the lounge chair and I was just soaking in scriptures the whole all the days. So for 3 months, though,
I
I
got the message. Hold on. I got the message. She's playing with the beautiful necklace you gave me with the uh,
actually pretty
butterfly. She wants it. We will. She wants you to talk about transformation because that's the butterfly.
transformation. Yes, becoming the most beautiful butterfly I could be. Transformation is at the center of my life with everything that happened, especially after the accident, where I was depressed and but God showed me the light, and transforming is very important to overcome any challenges in life and not let that define you. I refuse to be a victim. I have seen too many of my clients as a home care nurse changing and being depressed because they were in the victim role, and I refuse to be like that. So the way to transform for me was through God, through faith, through prayers, meditation, and I had to learn to be a new person again, a new personality. I did not want to be living in the personality of the person who has had the accident. I did not want to live in the personality of the person who has had a brain tumor. I wanted to be defined. I wanted my value to be according to God. I am a child of God. I am a daughter of God. And that's good enough.
And a rabbi.
And I am a daughter of a rabbi, yes.
So you know who Fagala is, right?
Yes, your grandmother?
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
Yeah, my Zadie. And do you know how he died?
No, I don't know if you mentioned it and I
I
forgot.
didn't. I don't think I did.
Mhm.
Um, so he was part of the Holocaust, and he ended up with Parkinson's because of all those toxins that compromised his nervous system. And he took his life just before my mom showed up, to go visit him in Florida. And his last words were, and listen to this, I don't want to be a burden in the family. I don't want to be a burden in the family.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And right, I don't want to be a burden in the family. Words are vibrations, people.
Yes. Yes.
And so he wanted you to talk about transformation because Satan got to him, right? And he wasn't able to transform his life as a human, but has done a lot of work as a bird. He also came to me as a dog when I was 12. My dog Charlie was, so my friend Dr. J.R. Highs out of Illinois, um, we would talk on the phone and he'd say, it's really weird. Every time I speak on the phone with you and Fagala's there, I keep on hearing the word Charlie. That was my dog.
Mhm.
So part of this is about you can transform your own life, right?
Yes. Yes.
And stop looking at your dog like it's a dog and stop looking at your pet like it's just a pet. They are here for a reason, and they hear God much easier than you do.
Yes.
Have all the garbage in your brain,
Yeah.
okay? All the chatter. So, look at she's so cute. Um, so go on with your story, please.
So the recovery was hard, when we came back to Jacksonville, and I kept on asking Alex. I say, when you see me, who do you see?
Mhm.
Because I did not recognize myself. I was so remote from myself. I had expressive aphasia, which is difficulty finding words. My
Mhm.
I was having problem connecting sentences, and I
Oh,
was so
that's my life. I mean,
I,
that was my life. I had a TBI at the age of 8,
yes, yes, that's right.
so
I
I
was
get it.
I was very afraid to be around people because they would take advantage of me. I did not have my full faculties. So Alex answered to me. He said, "Well, you're different. You're more sensitive. You're more vulnerable. And instead of making that a handicap, I used it for empowerment.
Right?
I developed a higher sense. I developed more intuition. I,
Okay, so now I'm going to pause you. Can you show people what's behind you, all that artwork?
oh, well, that's how I transformed too.
I want you to show them because I'm going to lead here for a minute. Okay? Can you wait?
Well, yeah, this is my art studio. I paint. I love to paint, and it takes me into places that Jodi says, according to Jodi, this is my past life. And she told me I am Mary Magdalene. That's the latest thing. So I want to show you.
Absolutely, the reincarnation. And it doesn't mean 100%. It means like maybe,
I've
yeah,
been doing a lot of this lately. I don't know if you can see.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And
And
I really want people to know what Yaffa does. So when
this
she,
is maybe I was Queen Esther also, Queen Esther and Mordecai. I don't know, but
where you could have been hanging around with them,
yeah,
right?
they're with me. That's my world. The first thing I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 2:30, and I cannot wait to go in my basement and paint. I have to create. I have to be in touch. I have to connect.
Well,
I
get that. And what I want to explain to people so that they understand is that when I went down, I went to Yaffa's house for Thanksgiving. Thank you for having me still. And I go down and I'm looking at her artwork and I'm like, these are your past lives.
I was like, what?
Yeah, well, and I'm a clairvoyant and I see stuff, I feel stuff, but I don't just see, I feel it. So that's, that levels up your accuracy for your channel, right? If
Hmm.
you're simply a clairvoyant and you hear things, but you don't feel the love, then anybody can insert anything into your head, right?
Yes.
No, I felt it. And I'm going to take a minute because Fagler's saying I'm getting there. You know, one of the ways that I help people with their brain health is using Brain Tap. And there was a video that I sent you, as you know, today. And the cool thing and about what he does is he's got lights because we were talked earlier that the lights recharge your mitochondria. So there's lights on the eyes and lights on the ears that gets to every organ, tissue, and cell in the body. And then he helps you reframe your thoughts, transforms how you go. You are just naughty today. Transforms your life. And I also pair this with the upgrade brain health formula and conscious flow, which increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. And it is a game changer. And if you are not taking it, you should reach out to me so I can get you a discount code. Because, like, I started taking it right after I had the brain tumor, and it's been a game changer for me. Yeah.
I didn't know you then.
Well, I mean, right, but I'm saying, like, it's never too late to get better brain health, right? And I
Yes, that's
pair
true.
the two together, and they each do it well on their own. But when I'm they have all these biohackers. I'm not a biohacker. I'm a biostacker. I stack all the things, all the goodness together to get the best possible outcome.
Good.
Yeah.
So I needed to help myself, and I found out about alpha waves and hertz
Yes.
frequency to heal the brain. I heard of someone named Jeffrey Allen
Okay.
who does energy work and who recommended certain music hertz to heal the brain. That's how he healed his knee. So I did alpha waves, and that did it. After 3 months, my thoughts were flowing. I had connection. I was okay. I was so happy to be social again. So since then, Alex loves alpha waves. He goes to sleep with alpha waves.
Well, you want to go to sleep with delta. Delta sleep, but alpha theta is great for everything else.
It calms the brain, and we heal. We heal when we are in the parasympathetic mode. When we are relaxed, that's when there is a lot of healing. So
but delta is for sleep, is what it is. Delta is for sleep.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
I'll get you. I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
I use delta waves too.
So, like, I've been using theta for most of my life, and so my brain is in delta, or is in alpha and theta simultaneously. And but the reason, and so that's, and I believe yours is too. That's why you hear God so well. But what I want to say about the other state, which is delta, is that this is really important because this is when the brain does the detox. So your brain needs to be in the delta for dreamless, slow wave sleep. And we detox, and it says excessive delta can indicate brain injury, learning disabilities, or cognitive. Well, yeah, but not while you're sleeping. We want to be able to detox our brain at night and to open up the vagus nerve and get ourselves into delta. Okay, that's how you detox that brain. So,
and we need that so that we can we need that so that in the morning we are fresh and we have good, clear ideas. And
right. And I don't even eat breakfast anymore in the morning because I wake up so supercharged. And I'm putting my essential oils here. I'm using my light here, because I'm opening up these pathways, and as well as the back of the brain at the C1, C2, right? And so she's still using me as a jungle gym. So what else would you like people to know?
So I'm going to fast forward to the year 2021. So 3 years after the brain surgery, the tumor came back. So
wow.
The pituitary tumor came back, and I said, no, I am not going to go through that again. No surgery. I talked to God. I said, you got to help me. I took the MRI and I said, this is black ink on white paper. I have no idea what it says. I shred it, throw it in the garbage. I said, God, it's you and me. You have to show me how I can heal naturally. So, what I don't remember is, I don't know if it is the same night or maybe the day after, but Alex was asleep on the couch and I was in the bedroom. I decided to come in the kitchen and straighten out. And then I heard someone on the show saying that he healed from 50 tumors. Once I heard that, I left everything. I rewinded the show and I heard an hour and a half. That was Dr. Jodi who was talking about meditation and how people heal through meditation. So I went to sleep. I said, God, this is not by coincidence that I heard this show. You are guiding me. I'm going to follow the sign. I'm going to follow the lead. And so the next day I researched, I started doing the meditation. I got the online course. I bought the two books of the doctor, um, and then 3 months into that, I felt different. I felt light. I felt happy. I felt joy. I felt in bliss. Now every single day, that was my routine. I will go to the park and I'll start dancing. I'll praise God. I was with God all day long, all the time, but especially that morning. Then I did a meditation, a visualization. I will lift up my hand to God. And again, there was the sunlight. I love the sun. I have a lot of pictures where I look, very red because I was, the sun or tan. And I would say, thank you for giving me the healing light onto my hand. With this light, I would heal myself. I had no idea what I was doing. It was all intuitive. And then I would get it.
That's what people need to know. You don't need to be an expert to pray, do you?
No,
You don't
no.
need to be an expert to know what you want.
And no standard phrases or words. It's just when you speak from the heart, God hears. He knows when you speak from the heart.
So, hold on. Do you want me to tell them? All right. So there was so Fagala was not very good at keeping her biofield sealed. And so entities were coming in and out. And she wants me to tell the story about what happened in her healing. So an entity jumped into her body and she attacked me. Now, you see, she's a loving bird, right? And she drew blood. She bit me. And I was on autopilot and my hand flung her off my hand. Okay. I mean, she's a live can opener, right?
Mm.
So I was crying, not because of the blood. I was crying because she couldn't walk.
Mm.
She hit the closet.
Mm.
She couldn't walk. And I grabbed her and I held her and I cried and I said, please, God, save my child. And in minutes, she was fine. Walking, fine. Equilibrium, fine.
Healing powers.
Because here's the thing, Satan got involved, but love always heals.
Yes, it sure does. Sure
Yeah,
does.
I'm not here to tell you that I'm perfect. I should have. I mean, my autonomic nervous system took over, right? I mean, I flung her. Didn't in my parasympathetic state, I wouldn't have done that, but I had a puncture wound in my hand from her beak, right? She's laughing.
No
So
more reaction.
And so what God does is he uses the other side to show us what's possible.
Yeah, well, the antidote to evil or hate is love, because every time you bring love, you bring God's presence. God is love, so that's all.
Mhm.
That's all. We need more love and love. And
Right.
you healed your bird, your child, because of your powerful love.
Yeah, I mean, Fagla is like, everything to me. Um, and yeah, so it's been, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, it's been a journey. I'm going to share something real quick before we close off because we're nearing the so I've been sharing this all over the internet, over everybody's post. Like everyone does a post, I put this in their thread, right?
Mm.
Because God's saying, as we have Satan pushing harder, keep pushing my message, Jodi, he says, lead with love. It doesn't mean that we don't have hiccups. It just means that we have to get back up on that pony and lead with love.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to be tempted and we're going to be challenged, but once you have known the
Mhm.
power of transformation, once you have known what love can do, it's like once you ride your horse, you can always ride a horse or ride a bicycle. You never forget where
Although
you.
I'm not getting on a bike.
I'm not getting on a horse.
Well, I'll get on a horse before I'll get back on a bike. So I'm just saying, I had
So,
more bike accidents because I had that TBI as a kid, and I could never balance squat. So I'm like, getting run off the road by a Mack truck in Barrington. I don't know how many times. I mean, seriously. So,
so after 9 months of doing prayers, meditation, visualization, I healed. The tumor
of
was
course you did. Look at you.
the tumor was gone, and now I am 5 years tumor free, and I don't need to have MRIs anymore. By the way, MRIs are really bad for you. Yeah, they're diagnosed, but they use the gadolinium,
I
uh,
don't know.
the
Here's the thing.
contrast.
I had
uh,
a doctor
the
diagnose my.
contrast is killing you. It's not good for your body. I mean, I have noticed what happened to me the last time, and I did a detox. I looked it up, how to get rid of gadolinium, you know, and now I don't remember what herbs it was or what,
Well,
but
I use Kenzyme. So I use Kenzyme to get rid of all that. So it's
uh,
the first ever patented supplement to get rid of all those forever chemicals that they put into your body when you're under anesthesia or anything else, right?
good
Um,
to know.
yeah, you bought it. So good. That's the one you bought and had shipped to your
Yes.
house. So it's so they came out with it a year ago, September, and it's the first ever patented enzyme to remove forever chemicals.
Wow.
Mhm. So it came out with it in September of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, so I take it now every day. I muscle test, whatever. But so we're I got to close this under 60 minutes because I did a show longer before, and I had a hard time trying to create the clips. Nobody could upload.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well,
Um,
I just wanted to mention that in 2023, I did not write my book until 2023. There was October 7th that happened in 2023. And I was devastated by the hate that was going on in the world.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I asked God, I said, God, I'm sure a lot of people are losing faith and they need to hear about you. And I needed to write my story to inspire people to believe in God. and to believe in the power of prayers and faith and meditation. And I wrote this book in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. I
In
am.
3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I needed to get the message out there.
Well, we will do another show then because we have to end. But Yaffa, how can people reach out to you to get the book?
I have a website. It's called yaffasuniqueart.com.
Okay.
Yaffasuniqueart.com.
We will put that in the comments. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you, Jodi. God bless you. Bye.